Hello, I'm David Freedman, and in this Customer Strategy podcast, I'll be talking about the changing world of virtual training. Since we at Huthwaite first started using the term virtual training a couple of years ago, the technology and the applications have moved on. So this might be a good time to state where we as a behaviour change consultancy, primarily concerned with developing our clients' skills in the worlds of sales and negotiation, feel the state of the art has got to. Where's the driver for virtual learning come from in the first place? Well, growing financial and environmental concerns have led more companies to question the costs of face-to-face training projects. They can look expensive if you take into account travel, accommodation, food, and sheer off-the-road time, and certainly they don't do good things for any company's carbon footprint. Of course, and it's easy to confuse terms here, computer-based learning outside the traditional classroom has been around for decades. And businesses have become increasingly comfortable with the various forms of e-learning, blended learning, webinars and webcasts. But none of these are true virtual learning. They're just examples of adding more push-style electronic tools to existing learning methods. No, as any trainer knows, to be effective, education also requires an element of pull, to draw answers out of the pupil, to ensure understanding rather than simply cramming their heads with facts and theories. Until the advent of the virtual classroom, this true pull style has not been possible without the physical co-location of trainer and learner. Yet, backed by heavy R&D investment and with trainers adopting a new range of skills, virtual learning can now include interactive trainers, plenary sessions, virtual feedback, almost everything that you would have in place in a typical face-to-face training environment. As an organisation for whom behavioural skills, specifically verbal behaviours, are the key element in sales performance management, we wouldn't have looked in the direction of virtual training if it couldn't have provided the richness, depth and outcomes that we've been getting in the bricks and mortar classroom for the last 35 years. Of course, there is some change in the class dynamic. For one thing, class size is a bit smaller because without eye contact and other visual clues, it is harder to guarantee individual attention and spot any loss of involvement. The trainers can easily avoid this by firing questions and seeking views from all the delegates via the various technologies at their disposal. I say this because live video is very rarely used for anything but the shortest virtual sessions. For most of a virtual training event, we'd use a mix of continuous audio and screen data content. Good virtual trainers are experts in using those cues to ensure full participation. So, are we going to go virtual for all training? No, it will be a case of horses for courses, as there will continue to be a role for both environments. Where there's a highly visual element involved in the learning, for example in teaching first aid or drama, a physical venue is likely to remain the better option. Or where getting everyone together for a few days has a wider bonding or team building objective, besides mere learning. But where content is conducive and you want concentrated learning, where people can stay seated at their desks with no more than a computer and an audio headset and mic to take part, then the virtual alternative is a real option. The experiences of our clients tell us that they've lost nothing through doing our training virtually. In fact, they have gained time in the business and saved money on expenses. And popular complementary technologies such as online forums, social networking sites, and looking ahead to a world of greater bandwidth, stored or live interactive video, will see us move beyond the virtual classroom to a full virtual campus where the training room sessions are just part of a wider multimedia learning experience. And we're working towards that for our clients. In 20 years' time, businesses will still be using seminar rooms to learn, discuss and practice new skills. The big difference is that they will have thought through the merits of being there, certain in the knowledge that there is a viable, no less effective and no less real virtual alternative. I'm David Freedman, Sales Director at Huthwaite International. On behalf of Customer Strategy, the brand for customer-focused leaders in service, sales, marketing and IT. If you have any comments about today's podcast, please go to www.customer-strategy.co.uk. Thank you.